case presents far-reaching questions of privacy, public policy, and safety. The story starts with Mohammed Al-Faro, formerly known as John Blank, a recent convert to Islam. Mohammed is a computer engineer who spent the last 2 years in Syria, whereabouts unknown. Upon his return, he contacted Mattel Toys and Video Games, a division of Mattel Corporation, and offered them a new video game he had developed in Syria called Jihad, in which Western troops battle Islamic terrorists. The vivid colors and realistic feel of the game made it a huge success. Mattel purchased all rights to the game from Mohammed for $2.5 million. Mohammed has since vanished, believed to be in the Middle East. Jihad sold 140 million copies, distributed by Mattel worldwide. It is Mattel's best-selling video game of all time. In January, a lone gunman dressed in a costume of Jamal the Jihadi, the main villain in the video game, shot and killed 12 people in Des Moines, Iowa. This gunman was not a known terrorist and in fact is not a Muslim. The authorities have found no ties to any terrorist group. In February, 2 separate gunmen, both American, murdered 20 and 12 people respectively, also claiming that they were inspired by the video game. Last month, 4 additional mass murderers attributed their heinous crimes to the influence of Jihad, the video game. All of the gunmen are American-born, and none of them is Muslim. No connection to any international terrorist group has been found. Mattel is facing multiple lawsuits by victims of these terrorists, claiming that the video game has subliminal messages which prompted these murders. In several cases, plaintiffs have all retained the same expert, Steven Spielberg, who acknowledges that the film has no discernible subliminal frames with subversive content. However, he claims that the sequence of the fighting, the positions of the fighters, their facial expressions, the lighting and shading, and the coded sequences contributed to a glorification of the jihadi terrorist in the game. In his 24-page report, he points to multiple examples of coded sequence in which the Western troops are depicted negatively and the terrorists positively. Based upon their expert report, plaintiffs seek the code of the video games to test their hypotheses. They have asked the court to order Mattel to unlock the code, giving them access. The code is owned by Mattel, having been purchased from Mohammed, and is considered by Mattel to be its intellectual property. Mattel opposes the discovery, claiming a proprietary interest in the code, warning of a societal and economic consequences of forcing the company to compromise its intellectual property and its commercial interest in the code without any justification. Numerous business groups have submitted legal briefs supporting Mattel's position. Mattel claims that Steven Spielberg's report does not identify why he needs the code, and that the expert reports lacks proof to support its preposterous claims of a connection between the video game and the hideous murders. Mattel has also hired experts of its own. Its experts point to the mental deficiencies in each of the alleged murderers. Its experts also point to the lack of evidence to support the suggestion that these murderers were brainwashed, calling it mere speculation. None of the alleged murderers have yet been convicted, and none have any known ties to foreign, state, or non-state actors. All are American citizens, and none of them are Muslim. The U.S. government has filed a claim with the court supporting the plaintiff's demand for the code, asking that it also be given a copy, arguing that society has a right to determine if it is under attack.